Welcome students. Today we are going to discuss about unit number 5, which is last unit for our subject. One topic, first topic we are going to discuss in this unit 5 is about computer-aided process planning. Okay, so most of the content or study materials or the PPT prepared for in this one from automation production system and computer-aided manufacturing. So I recommend everybody to read that book for further understanding. Okay. So unit number 5 is mainly manufacturing planning systems and process control. In that we have numerous topics: computer-aided process planning, computer-integrated production planning and systems, material requirement planning, MRP, capacity planning, shop floor control, factory data collection systems, process monitoring, supervised compute control. We'll go one by one. Okay. So today, first topic we are going to discuss about computer-aided process planning, okay, CAP system. So before we are going for computer-aided process planning, first we like to discuss about what is or how the product design process is going on. Okay. So this slide I used to explain about this slide for many times. So here the first space is design process going on here. Then second, the bottom portion is all about the production process. So that this unit is concerned about the fifth unit concerned about second half. Okay, production process. Here the topic what we are going to discuss about is computer process planning, which will be available in this region, like a process planning or production planning. Okay, so we'll go one by one. So please recollect about this slide. So what is meant by production planning? So definition says is it may be said to be a technique of forecasting ahead of every step in the long process of production. Okay, then taking them at right time, at right direction or right degree for achieving the maximum efficiency. So this is what about production planning. So let me tell you again, it may be said to be a technique for forecasting. We have to forecast it ahead of every step what we are going to do in the industry for long process production. Okay, at right time what we need, we have to take at the right time and also right degree of decision we have to make to complete the operations at maximum efficiency. So the maximum efficiency important simultaneously. We have to make any decision at right time, and amount of decision or what kind of decision we are making also should be at right degree. Okay, this is what. So this is kind of forecasting. We have to do forecasting. Okay, this is what all about production planning. So under the production planning, so what are all the consideration we have to do? So what are all the consideration we have to do in the sense we have to ask a few questions. First one is what work shall be done? So what work shall be done in our industry? That one we have to consider. Then once we decide what kind of work we are going to do, then we have to decide or think about how the work shall be done. So this is very, very important. Okay, first one is what work shall be done. It is also based on what simply you can't do any other work, anything else. What are all the machineries you have, you will be aligned to think about, right? So otherwise, related to the equipment, you may be planning. Then if some machines are not available, we'll be buying that or procuring that, something like that. Okay, so we'll be discussing about in detail later. First, we have to ask what work shall be done. Then once we decide what kind of work will be done, then we have to decide how the work shall be done. Then when the work shall be done. Okay, these things we have to ask. One is work shall be done, how the work shall be done, then when the work shall be done. So this consideration we have to do for the production planning. Okay, so what is meant by production planning? It's a kind of technique for forecasting for long production run to make the right decision at the right time for getting the maximum efficiency. Okay, then what are the questions we have to ask? What work shall be done, how the work shall be done, and when the work shall be done. So these questions we have to ask, this consideration we have to ask when we go for production plan. Next, we'll discuss about process planning. What is meant by process planning? So according to the American Society of Tool and Manufacturing Engineers, process planning is the systematic determination. So we have to be very careful that this is systematic determination of the methods by which a product is to be manufactured economically and competitively. Okay, so in the sense, systematic determination of the methods. What are the methods and which way we are going to do? That is what the methods, the systematic method. In which way we are going to do the product in our industry cost effective manner. Okay, that is what the main thing about process planning. This is the definition given by the American Society of Tool and Manufacturing Engineers. Okay, so remember. So it's mainly concerned in simple statement. It is concerned with the technical details. So what are all the details we needed for manufacturing? Okay, so that is needed for technical details such as the engineering and the technical issues of how to make the product. So engineering and technical issues of the how to make the product, what types of equipment and tooling are required to manufacture the product, etc. So engineering and technical issues. What are all the engineering technical issues? Maybe we'll discuss further in upcoming slide. In general, if we say, so if we are going to manufacture some product in our industry, okay, so what are the engineering technical knowledge we need basically? Basically, we need engineering drawing. Detailed engineering drawing is needed. So with the engineering drawing only, we can able to go for manufacturing. Okay. For example, if you go for like a small scale industry or like a machine shop, lathe workshop, which is available in many places, we could able to see that they don't need mostly any proper technical drawing. However, they need some basic sketch. They do that. But when you go for industry, we need a technical, proper technical drawing. Okay. So including bill of material, what is the tolerance required, what is the dimensions available. So how many number of parts which is there in the particular product, every detail is needed. So that is what engineering and technical issues needs to be known. Okay. Then what types of equipment tooling required? For example, once we decided about engineering drawing, then we have to know whether we have the equipments for manufacturing that. Okay. Let it be lathe machine, milling machine, drilling machine, grinding machine. What? Okay. So what are the machines we need? That also we have to consider, and we have to list it out whether it is available in industry or not. Okay. Then tooling, whether we are going to use some tool to remove the material, whether we are going to polish it means small amount of material needs to be removed, or huge amount of material needs to be removed means what kind of tool required, whether we are going for super finishing operations. Okay, so kind of like a single point cutting tool or milling cutter or grinding machine or CNC machines. In CNC machine, what kind of tool we need? Everything we have to, or wire EDM machine, we are planning for going for wire EDM machine in the sense that kind of tooling we have to consider. So many factors we have to consider during the process planning. So what are all the information required for process planning? So amount of product we are going to make. So quantity, that is what quantity of work we are going to make. This is we have to know first with particular product specification. The specification includes dimensions, bill of materials, everything. Okay. Then what kind of quality we would like to achieve? Quality in the sense how much tolerance we need. So how it is related to process planning. So according to the tolerance requirement only, we are going to select particular tools, particular cutting speed. Okay, feed rate, coolant, everything depends on the quality. So for example, if we are not using proper coolant, or we are not using proper tool, or we are not giving particular cutting speed, optimal cutting speed, we are not going to achieve the quality of product, right? So simply we are giving more depth of cut, that then the surface finish won't be good. So quality of work is very, very important. It will decide the parameters what how we are going to manufacture, right? Then availability of equipments, tools, and whether we have enough employees or workers available with us to operate. Some mission, particular mission needs special employees, right? So that one you have to consider. Then what kind of sequence we are going to do the operation, whether raw material will be directly going to the particular machine A, B, C, D, or it will be bypassing each machines, right? So that is also we have to consider. And the name of equipment on which the operation will be performed. Simply, like as I said, A, B, C in the sense, The particular machine A may be having the name, so it will go through the machine A. Machine A may be lathe machine A. Lathe machine, you may be having, the industry may be having multiple number of lathe machines. So each machine will be having the individual name, okay, identity, labels will be there. So name of the equipment is needed. Then how much time is required to manufacturing, and when the operation will be performed. So whether a day shift or afternoon shift, according to the shift. So these are all the basic information needed for planning for process plans. Okay. So what all the activities will be done? So first, as I said, drawing will be there in the interpretation of the design drawing. So what are the materials, how much, what is the dimensions, tolerance, surface finish required. So these are all the parameters will be first, we have to interpret, okay, from the design drawing. Then choice of process and sequences. We have to decide the process, what kind of process we are going to do and what sequence it's going to be. So that one we have to decide. Then choice of equipment. So once we decided the process and also the sequence, we know what are the equipments available in our industry, or we know what are the tools, dies, molds, fixes, or gauges available in industry. Accordingly, we have to choose. First, prime most thing is first with what all the things we have in our industry. Already we might have having so many instruments, machineries, equipments, tools, and all. We have to use that one. If we couldn't able to fulfill the requirement, then only we have to go for the new procurement. Okay, so this is the one. Then analysis of method. So what kind of layer we have to use, what kind of material handling, even workers, particularly ergonomics of workers is very, very important. So the posture also we have to consider. Okay, so that is one kind of method. Then setting of work standards. So time calculation is needed. Then choice of cutting tools and cutting condition. As I said, feed rate is important. Cutting cutting speed is important. Coolant using or not is a depth of cut is important. So many parameters we have to think. Okay, so directly maybe some or most of the industry may be having them handbook, because monotonously they are doing so many works, common part families. For example, part families, if you think, they manufacture similar kind of product for many times. So by their experience, they might have prepared the reference books or standard handbook, which will be telling the how for this particular material, if the diameter of the workpiece is like this is the material of the particular product. You have to give depth of cut of 1 millimeter, and the machine should be running of 100 rpm, 1000 rpm. If the we need a surface finish is good, high rpm needs to be maintained and less depth of cut needs to be maintained. Like that, the value wise it will be given in the standard handbook. Okay, so we could be able to refer. For super finishing operation, what kind of tool we have to use. Like this, they might have recommended based on their past experience or from other industry. They already stored some data, so they can refer them. Okay, this is the one activity. Then when we go for process planning methods, what are the methods available? First one is manual process planning. Second one is computer-aided process planning. This unit we are going to discuss about the computer-aided process planning. Before that, how the industry will be doing the manual process planning. First one is traditional approach. Another one is workbook approach. In computer-aided process planning, we can know we have two types. One is retrieval or variant type computer-aided process planning system. Another one is the generative type computer-aided process planning system. Okay, so let's see what is meant by manual process planning, how it is done. So in that, as I said, a traditional approach. The traditional approach is manually prepared by the process planner's knowledge or experience. So somebody will be working in the industry for a longer period. He knows about his industry for completely because of his experience. Based on his experience and knowledge, he prepare manually. If some new components are coming or new product is coming as an order for the particular industry, he prepare the process planning. That is the traditional approach. Well, how about that workbench approach? So workbench approach is existing process plan. As I said, in the traditional approach, process planner prepare the process plan based on his knowledge and experience, right? That will be stored in the industry as a paper sheet or document. Okay, they will be filed it properly. Then if suddenly some new product is coming, new in the sense not completely new, somewhat related to the existing one, little modification is needed in the sense what they do, they take the existing process plan, which is prepared by the experienced process planner, in the particular industry. Then they modify the particular process plan according to the new product. Okay. Then they will be using. Then the modified one also stored in the database. Okay. So this is what manual process planning all about. Okay. Then what are the advantages of manual process planning and disadvantages? Every method will be having the pros and cons. So what are the advantages? Very much suitable for small scale companies, right? So small scale companies, not necessary to go for computer aided process planning, because a huge investment needed for the implementing computer aided process planning. We'll be discussing later. Okay. But if necessary for that particular product, then they have to go. But most of the companies, small scale companies, they don't do for the huge amount of investment for process planning. So very much suitable for small scale companies and highly flexible. Why? Because of individual experienced person with his knowledge, and other similar, like another guy is like a process planners will be sit together, understand about the company, what is there in their company, they know very well, then they prepare that. The new product is coming inside the company for manufacturing, they flexibly create according to that, because existing process plan is there, they take it out and modify it little bit and go for the production. Okay. Then low investment cost, because we are not going to give him like a separate thing. One time only, one or two times only he will be prepared, because small scale industry in the sense, small amount batches of product will be coming. Okay, that one. What are the disadvantage? As I said, process planners experience is very much needed. So that knowledge also needed. So his knowledge is very much important. So the skilled process planner is required for the particular industry. Then possibilities of error, because human error possible there if that process planner not completely read about the particular industry or particular product, then possibilities of error and documentation work will be more, increased paperwork, process plan inconsistency will be there, so it could reduce the productivity. It is not very responsive to changing manufacturing environment, new tooling, new process. If we are continuously changing the environment of the particular industry and we are introducing new tools, new processes inside to our company, means we are upgrading to the next level frequently, in the sense we couldn't or we can't able to use the manual process planning. Okay. Then next we'll go to computer process. So you guys are, I guess you guys are clear about what is meant by manual process planning. Manual process planning, it's two methods is available. One is traditional approach, another one is workbench approach. In the traditional approach, with the experience of the process planner, knowledge and their experience, they create process plan. Then in workbench approach, the stored process plans will be edited according to the new product. Okay, so this is simple. Then advantage and disadvantage we saw. Then let's go to the computer process planning. We know the disadvantages of manual process planning. Requires skilled process planner, possibilities of error, increased process paperwork, then inconsistency. So everything could be rectified in computer-aided process planning. So process rationalization and standardization is possible. Productivity will be improved. So here we saw that due to inconsistency of process plan, reduced productivity, right? So here productivity will be improved. How? Consistency in process plan will be achieved through the computer process planning. Okay, consistency can be achieved through computer process planning. Product cost also will be reduced, because we can plan for we can plan multiple process plan for numerous components, so that it is easy, because simply we are using computer to eliminate, because editing will be very easy, and elimination of human error will be more in terms of manual, but here human error will be minimized, not zero, minimized, right? Because again, who is going to type or who is going to program the computer process plan in computer is the human. Okay, so that minimal error will be there. Then reduction in time, huge time is needed for doing a process plan by manually, but in terms of a computer process plan, it is reduced time, because every information will be stored in the computer. For example, how many number of machines available, what are the machines, particular number of tools available in the industry, what is the condition of the tools, or fixes, gauges available. Okay, so everything will be stored in the particular computer so that it is easy to use those data immediately, and we can able to prepare the process plan. But in terms of manual process plan, we have to check each and every time what is available. Okay, this data is available, but with the knowledge we can able to do, but it is time taking process. So reduced time is possible in terms of computer process planning. Then reduce critical effort and paperwork, as I explained, and improve legibility. Yes, depends on manual in the sense depends on handwriting. Most of the people write good, prepare the drawing and good, draw the tables properly, but somehow the legibility will not be there in terms of manual. So here it can be improvised. Okay, so faster response to the engineering changes. For example, suddenly that once it goes to the production process, they will be understanding that this is not possible to make it, or it won't work out, or in the final testing process they may be telling that after inspecting or testing they will be telling that we have to change the design of the component. In that case, if we go for manual, it is very time taking or very difficult to change the complete process plan, because too much involvement time is needed. Okay, but in terms of computer process planning, if we have all the data stored, then it is very easy for any changes happening, engineering changes happening at the end of the production. Okay, so it is also easy. Incorporation of other application programs. For example, like as I said, other like for example, drawings can be inputted, or in the process plan, maybe forecasting also can be included, or MRP or capacity planning, we can able to include. Okay, we'll see one by. So computer process planning will be having numerous advantages comparing to the manual process planning. Right? Then first, under computer process planning, as I said, we have two types of computer process planning. One is retrieval type, another one is the generative type. The first one is retrieval type computer process planning. So what does it mean by retrieval type computer process planning? A process plan for a new part is created by recalling, identifying, and retrieving an existing plan for a similar part and making the necessary modification of the new part. This is similar like our workbench approach in the manual process planning, right? But here all the already prepared process plan will be stored in the computer. Okay. So once we are getting new order, the computer will check the drawing and identify the component and the design, then our manufacturing process, similarities of manufacturing process, then match with the existing process plan in the database, and identify the particular process plan, retrieve it. Then if there is a need of changes, we can able to do it easily, then we can prepare the process plan. But here the database creation is very, very important. So whenever we are doing some new product, that product's process plan needs to be stored continuously. Then with the database, we can able to retrieve the data once we are getting new, then modify it according to the new product requirement. We can prepare the process plan. Okay. So this is the retrieval type. So this is the overall flow chart of the what is retrieval or variant type computer process planning. Maybe the image is not clear, like looks like a blurred. So please refer this book. So this image credit goes to the author, the Professor Michael Gruber. Okay. So as I said, it's like a first we are getting new part design to the company. Okay. So once we are getting new part to the company, it will first we have to do the GT code and number. GT code and part coding and classification, we know that. So first we have to do the coding for the particular part design. Okay. Then with the part code, it is easy for us to identify whether this part code belongs to particular group of family or not. Okay. So part family file is needed here. So it will be referred here. So part family file will be referred, means we know part families or part coding system, like a hybrid coding or monocode and all we discussed in our previous classes, right? So here from the part family database, for the new product, it will create the part code or GT code, then it will refer to the part family database. If there is similarities available like L by D ratio or total length or size of the components matching, then that part file will be identified. For the particular part file, what is the process plan is there in the database will be taken. Then need of some changes will be done in the existing process plan. Then we'll go for the further step. Simultaneously, once the edited process plan will be stored in the database also for future update. Okay, this is what about retrieval type computer process planning. So clear that first new product is coming to that part to the plant, in the sense that product will be first prepared for codes, group technology codes. So like a part code and classification using that particular industry part coding and classification system, the part will be, our product will be coded. Then that code will be referred in the database, in the part family database. The part family database, it will identify for the similarities, like whether it's diameter wise the component is classified, or length and diameter wise classified, or cylindrical component, or some other hexagonal component or something like that, or manufacturing wise, whether it's done manufacturing using the lathe machine or milling machine, or it's going for EDM machines and that. So based on that thing, it will be coded, right? So with that, the comparison will be there. There is a, if something is found in that, the matching is there in that database, then that particular process plan will be retrieved. Then they will check whether this process plan suitable for the new product which is came for our industry. If yes, they will use the say that one. If they feel like it is not, there is a need to be a little changes there, means they will be editing that one. That computer process planning having the flexibility of editing. Okay, retrieval and editing is possible, easier manner, because it's all, everything will be stored properly. So editing will be done. Then that edited version will be going for the further process. Then the edited version also stored in the database for the future reference. Okay, this is all about retrieval type computer aided process planning. Okay, so we'll discuss about generative type computer aided process planning in the next video. Okay, thank you.